Today we are going to study PowerPoint in revision window of chapter 3rd. In this chapter we are going to study national income. What is national income? It is the money value of all final goods and services produced in a country during an accounting year. It does not account for transfer income. It is also known as sum total of factor income accruing to normal resident of a country, and it does not account for transfer income. Now come to factor income. Factor incomes are the reward of factor of production. For example, compensation of employees, rent, interest and profit. Next is transfer income. Transfer incomes are unearned income. These includes gift in cash, scholarships to students, old age pensions to the senior, etc. These are not included in the estimation of national income. Now come to normal residents. Normal residents of a country are the people who normally reside in the country concerned and whose center of economic interest lies in that country. He has stayed in that country for more than 1 year and his economic interest should be lie in that country. Now come to domestic income. Domestic income, I told you, it is the sum total of factor incomes generated within the domestic territory of a country. No matter it is the income accruing to residents or non-residents of the country. Now come to conversion of domestic income into national income. Domestic income plus NFIA, net factor income from abroad, is equal to national income. Now come to domestic territory. It is the economic territory of the country in which economic activity of the country generate its domestic income. Now come to net factor income from abroad. Net factor income from abroad, it is the difference between the factor income earned by our residents from abroad and factor income earned by non-residents in our country. Now come to domestic income. Domestic income does not include NFIA and national income includes net factor income from abroad. Now come to gross and net concepts. That is gross, that is GDP, net domestic product. Gross domestic product, it is the market value of all final goods and services produced within the domestic territory of a country during an accounting year, inclusive of depreciation. Come to NDP, net domestic product. It is the market value of all final goods and services produced within the domestic territory of a country during an accounting year, exclusive of depreciation. Now come to conversion of GDP into NDP. GDP minus gross minus DAP, we will get net domestic product. If we want to calculate net domestic product, we have to deduct a depreciation from GDP. Now come to MP and FC. What does it mean, MP? It is the market value of all final goods and services produced within the country during an accounting year. MP inclusive NIT. The good will be measured at market price, and factor cost is the cost of factor of production. And NIT, net indirect tax, is equal to IT minus subsidy. Indirect taxes minus subsidy. Indirect taxes are the taxes whose burden falls on producer as well as consumers, and subsidy is the grant given by the government. Here, one more point. Indirect taxes raises the market price and subsidy tend to lower it. Now come to conversion of GDP-MP into GDP-FC. GDP-MP minus NIT is equal to GDP-FC. Now come to nominal GDP. Nominal GDP, it is the market value of goods and services produced within the domestic territory of a country during an accounting year as estimated using the current year prices. Real GDP, it is the monetary value of all final goods and services produced within the domestic territory of a country during an accounting year as estimated using the base year price. Now come to conversion of nominal into real GDP. Real GDP is equal to nominal GDP upon price index into 100. Come to GDP deflator. GDP deflator is the ratio between nominal GDP and real GDP. It shows change in GDP owing to the change in price level. It is also called price index. So the formula is GDP deflator is equal to nominal GDP upon real GDP into 100. Now come to GDP welfare and limitation. Real GDP is widely used index of welfare, but it has certain limitations. We'll discuss it next video.